This might be controversial. I didn't mind the movie that much.
I like the concept. When I saw the concept, it was like the kid accidentally writes Dear Satan instead of Dear Santa, right?
I saw a lot of people say that they weren't sure who the movie was for, and I do get that, because it's like, if it's for kids, how are they supposed to understand, like, selling your soul and stuff? But I thought it wasn't as bad as I expected. I think my expectations were so low.
If the end result is not as bad as I expected, you know what?
This is Because Design Matters exclusive.
93.3 CFMU. This is Because Design Matters. I am here with the one, the only. Your name is
Sean Bienhaus. That's me.
Now, Sean, before I get into our regularly scheduled questions, I want to tell you that the CFMU family is out there having a pizza party. I need you on your best behavior.
Don't worry. I've been training all day.
No swearing. No, I don't even know what else I'm not allowed to do. Don't do it, all right?
We're good. It's like I'm at church.
It's like you're at church.
It's like I'm at church.
How was your day?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Nothing really happened.
Nothing noteworthy?
No, not really.
But what'd you have for lunch?
What did I have for lunch? I made a pizza sandwich, grilled cheese.
Pizza sandwich, grilled cheese?
Yeah, I don't like regular grilled cheese. I like the pizza one.
Wait. So, you put tomato...
Yeah, you get tomato sauce. Yeah, okay, so you get some good bread, right? You
good
don't,
bread.
No, like Wonder Bread or anything. Like, you got to get some good bread.
For the pizza sandwich.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Wonder Bread.
Yeah,
right?
sometimes... No, the Wonder Bread's good for, like,
Yeah.
like a Nutella sandwich. I used to rip those at high school.
Peanut butter and jelly or jam?
Oh, I'm not a peanut... I was always Nutella only,
Nutella.
So you get the bread.
I was never Nutella, just for the record, before you get
That's
started.
okay.
We're gonna get along.
I respect you. I still respect you. I was a very picky kid. So once at like high school, and they're like, "Oh, you can bring nuts and stuff," I'm like, "I'll just go eat my Nutella in the corner."
Yeah,
it's nutrition-ish.
I was also a big kid. I'd bring cold pizzas, the little McCain pizzas, the little circle one. I'd bring those, but it was like an age you didn't have microwaves, so I'd eat a cold pizza.
Dang,
not a fun time, but
that does not sound good.
I was a sandwich hater. Back to the grilled cheese pizza
Yeah,
sandwich.
So you get the sauce.
Yeah.
You shred the cheese. Depends on what I have. If I have some other stuff, I'll put it in there, kind of like pizza toppings. Today I just went with olives. Sometimes I get some onions, sometimes some bacon.
So you got, today, nice fancy bread.
We got, not fancy, but like, if you're in like, it's still not like you're going to like the finest bakery in town.
Quality bread.
It's quality bread, it's good.
Above average.
Yeah, I'd say. So you get the bread.
Yep.
You get the sauce.
Nice Italian
some good
sauce.
Pizza sauce.
Pizza sauce.
Get some cheese. You put some cheese.
And just olives.
And just some olives. And then, of course, you butter the two sides of the bread. You kind of got to make it
that's part of the
go together.
Part of the grilled cheese.
Yeah, man. I have a panini press as well, but I tend to go for the grilled cheese because the panini press takes too long to heat up. So
that's true. A grilled cheese is a fast process.
It's so
Anytime
quick.
I want to make something quick, I lean grilled cheese.
Yeah, you got to lean grilled cheese.
I lean towards a grilled cheese in my time of need.
It's such a niche kind of thing because I don't really like grilled cheeses that much. I don't like sandwiches that much.
Yeah.
But that's the closest I'm going to get to eating a healthy.
What level of crispiness is your grilled cheese?
It can be pretty crispy.
Is there blackness on the grilled cheese?
Sometimes. I'm not mad if there's a little bit.
Me too. I'm in the same neighborhood.
Yeah. I've been like, every day my bagel that I have in the morning gets more and more crispy. Like I just turn up the setting more. I'm just
sometimes mine's just neglect. I'll be making the grilled cheese and then it'll smoke. So I'm like, I still got to eat it.
I've slowly become more and more interested in crispy foods over the years.
I like the crunchy.
I like it crunchy.
Now, in a less fun story, I'm going to tell you about a grilled cheese I had the other day because this is a serious show.
Right.
I opened my container in the fridge where my cheese is. And it's not the cheese I know. I'd like a Kraft single piece of cheese sometimes, just that you don't like the regular grilled cheese. But this was a different cheese someone else had bought.
Right.
And I could see in the container there was a little bit of sweat, No, it gets the water. And I was like, I don't know about this cheese. But I already buttered the bread. I was going to eat this grilled cheese.
You're committed at this point.
I want it. I'm about to eat. There's no other quick option. Pan's hot. So I throw the cheese on anyways. I could tell off the bat. It wasn't melting right. You know what I mean? So I thought, I'm going to crank up the heat. I'm going to make it melt. Listen, if it doesn't melt like cheese melts, don't eat the grilled cheese.
It's so true.
I took 2 bites and was like, I guess I'm making a long meal now. I need to make something new.
Right.
Trust your first instinct when it comes to grilled cheese.
That's so true.
That's all I can say to anyone out there, okay?
Yeah. You always got to trust your gut. The other day, last Friday, I don't know if you remember, there was some weather.
There was serious weather.
So I had a gig. I had a show in Burlington. Just playing at a place called Joe Dogs.
Too far.
Shout out to Joe Dogs.
Shout out Joe Dogs.
I drove like 10 minutes, and I'm like, it was only like 3 o'clock, so it wasn't too bad yet. But I'm like, it just kept getting worse, and I was just like, I think I should go home. Yeah. So I just went home, and I'm so glad I went home. Right call. Yeah, I was like, my gut just says to go home. And
do you live up the mountain, down the mountain?
Yeah, I live out in Bimbrook, so like way out. That's in the fringe. Yeah,
yeah. If you lived up the mountain, you wouldn't have got back up. If you lived down the mountain, you wouldn't have got back up.
I'm just going all through it to friggin' Burlington.
You got around it.
I got around it. I dodged a snowstorm.
Dodge a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Needs to be done sometimes.
Absolutely.
You gotta dodge a snowstorm. Cancel again.
You know it. It's the cost of doing business. Sometimes you're sick. Sometimes there's snowstorms.
That's the price of Canadian.
Sometimes your car battery dies. It's.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience there. It happens.
It happens.
Can you tell me about the Supercrawl live recordings?
Yeah, I can actually.
I know it's not the current thing you're here to
promote. No, but I
when I saw it, I really liked that as a concept because Hamilton and Supercrawl is like a staple.
Yeah, it is.
So people do their live recordings sometimes at like this event place that's huge and known, and Supercrawl.
Yeah, so for me it was just I did like the Grant Avenue side stage that was there. It was at like James and Barden maybe or Cannon, I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
But they had a little stage in kind of the middle, like not one of the main ones, but it was a stage and stuff like that. And
off the ground.
Yeah, it was great. I played with there was like a Pearl Jam tribute band after me and stuff like that. There were other people. There were lots of people who came by. It was pretty successful. So I did that because I had done like a smaller version of what the studio had done last year. I know them, and they invited me to come back. And I had made the decision beforehand where I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do any cover songs. I'm just going to do my own music. I'm going to be like serious about it. Yeah. And I loved what I did. I really liked that. I put a lot of time into the set list. Normally when I play, I just make up set lists as I go. I just kind of freestyle. Mm-hmm. But I was really deliberate with everything. I'm like, that was great. And one of the people who was running it afterwards was like, oh, we recorded that. And I was like, oh, that's nice. So it's like, it wasn't, nothing was really intentional about it, which is what funny, I think was
you were
cool.
very intentional about the set.
Yeah.
You were rewarded for that. But then be like, yeah, we got the whole thing.
Yeah, so I was, my girlfriend and I, we walked around Supercrawl afterwards, and I was excited about that. She's like, you should just make a live album with it. And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
It's a great way, because last year for me too, like I played way more shows than I'd ever before, like a lot of like cover gigs at like restaurants and stuff, but some were like more like artist shows or like songwriters things, and it was a cool way to kind of wrap up a year of that too. So I was really happy with it. It's really cool to be able to say you made an album in like the middle of the road, which is super neat because it's like such an uncontrolled kind of environment. It's like it's like a public arts project. It's kind of like a sculpture or something I think of. Yeah. So that's how I think of it. And it was really cool.
I think that's a good way to think of it. Now you mentioned as far as not doing any covers during that set.
Yeah.
What's that debate like going into a set list of doing covers or not? Because I know like you could do a cover and you kind of sometimes to appeal to an audience because like, oh, you know this song already. But then you want to be your own artist with your originals, right? So you're kind of stuck in a crossroads.
I think for me, it just depends on, like, knowing your audience is really, really key. Mm-hmm. Like, when I do regular shows, like, I'm usually scanning the crowd to see, like, what the demographics like. Because if it's all, like, 60-year-old people, I'm probably not going to, like, bust out, like, the Taylor Swift songs. Probably not.
The covers might not make a difference right now.
Yeah, so, like, and I just took the same mindset. I was like, you know what? This is a real serious, like, arts festival. This is a real event. So I'm like, if I want people to take me seriously, I should take myself seriously.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the call. I was like, I usually finish every show with Mamma Mia. You know Mamma Mia? I always play a cover of Mamma Mia when I finish a show, pretty much. And this was the only time last year that I didn't do that. Because I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to play my own music and see what happens. I'm just doing this as a fun thing.
Do you know the Mamma Mia lyrics off by heart?
Yeah.
Can I get a little taste of Mamma Mia?
Do you want me to like sing or like slam poetry?
When I had Rexdale Drive here, I told them that when I had the Beans here, that they did a live version. So then because Rexdale Drive had heard that the Beans did a live version, Rexdale was like, oh, we'll do a live version too.
Of Mamma Mia?
Of a song. I won't tell you what song until after you decide. So now I'm displaying this offer to you.
So just you want me to like sing Mamma Mia? Do you want me to like say Mamma Mia? Like how are we delivering?
It's interesting.
Well, the first verse is like, I've been cheated by you since I don't know when. So I've made up my mind. It must come to an end. It's beautiful. It really is.
It's beautiful.
I also don't do, before I sing more Mamma Mia, or just say, I learned it from like a cover. I saw a band called Black Country New Road do like a really like loose cover of it at a show, and I thought the way they had done it was really neat because they're a very strange band. And so I was like, yeah, let's learn it, and it's just kind of stuck around. I don't know if I have all the lyrics right.
Speaking of strange covers.
Yes.
What's the last Jack Black movie that you loved?
The last Jack Black movie that I loved.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a tough question.
What's
like
the last Jack
Heart
Black
and
movie
Soul
that you loved. Not that you said it was all right. It's the last Jack Black movie that you loved.
I'm trying to think of when the last time I actually saw a Jack Black movie. I watched the Christmas one he did.
I started to, and the first night I was watching it, I said, I don't want to watch it.
It was,
so
it was
off.
insane. It was a crazy movie.
He was the devil, if I'm not correct, right?
Yeah, he was. This might be controversial. I didn't mind the movie that much.
I like the concept. When I saw the concept, it was like the kid accidentally writes Dear Satan instead of Dear Santa, right?
I saw a lot of people say that they weren't sure who the movie was for, and I do get that because it's like, if it's for kids, how are they supposed to understand like selling your soul and stuff? But I thought it wasn't as bad as I expected. I think my expectations were so low.
If the end result is not as bad as I expected, you know what? That's good. I think that's almost said good.
There was a movie I saw him in somewhat recently though, where I thought he was good though, and I all I'm thinking about is Jumanji, but that's not the movie I meant.
I'm gonna go Jumanji 1. I think it was maybe I don't love the whole movie though. I just liked him pretending to be the teenage girl. I thought that was
funny. I
thought
that was really funny.
Did well. Did I watch Jumanji 2?
I did not watch Jumanji 2.
I did not watch Jumanji 2.
I still haven't watched the Mario movie. I know he's Bowser, and I haven't even...
You have to watch it.
I haven't seen it.
I have my answer. The last Jack Black movie I loved was the
Mario
movie.
The Mario
movie. It was so good.
So good.
He was so good in it.
What else was he... I'm drawing a blank.
I have to watch the Mario movie.
I have to see that
did
still.
A great job.
Yeah?
Excellent.
I haven't seen Sonic the Hedgehog either. I'm way behind on my video game movies. Oh.
I don't know why I don't like it though.
Well, there's 3 of them now. They're franchising out.
It's doing all right. Just because I don't like it. I think I never played Sonic that much, so there's nothing there for me.
I played a few of them as a kid. My mom loves Sonic. She used to rip Sonic on whatever the Sega consoles were back in the day. I can't remember what they're called.
Jim Carrey was kind of pushing it to be like, the reason why he loved doing it is because he's like the same audience that grew up with Sonic and like played Sonic were around when he started his career. So they love him and they love Sonic because Sonic's for kids. They get to reintroduce their kids to Sonic and him at the same time. He's like, there's this whole intersection of parents and kids alike liking it. I saw the Mario movie with my mom and grandmother.
I should have gone, but I had a lot of people ask me to go multiple times, and I just couldn't commit to anything. It's just...
Do you have to go watch it?
I know.
At home at this point, because...
Yeah, it's not movie night.
Your last song you released...
Yes.
...had lines about your grandmother living down the road.
Yes.
Elaborate.
My grandmother does not live down the road. Believe it or not. So, like I said, I live in Bimbrook, and... My grandmother lived, like, in the countryside of Ancaster, so very, like, other ends of things. So she definitely did not live down the road. I just kind of was, like, condensing everything down to be, like, you know, if you... Just you're taking out all the bits in between. You're just shrinking my world down to, like, this little kind of diorama.
Because obviously the next line is that you mentioned a tombstone.
Yes.
That's where... She lives down the road.
Yes. She has passed away.
She has passed away. My grandmother, who I saw Mario movie with, also passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear your grandmother too.
Yeah, that's okay. It was many years ago.
We're doing unanimous And I thought the concept was really cool, the way you like displayed it like that. Of like she lives down the road, and then it like cuts to like a different angle, right? Like that. Drop back to it being the tombstone.
For me, it was kind of just like I like some things to be like you wouldn't really expect. That I'm just like, oh yeah, she's over here, but she's like deceased and stuff, you know. So
you're like, I can lie about her.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's
fair game.
I don't know where that came from. Like when I made the song, I was just like playing some chords. I was practicing for a show or something, learning some new songs, and I just started playing it. And that was just the first line that came out of my mouth, and I was like, well, we'll see what happens from here. So
I like it.
I like it.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
Do you know what she'd be doing if she was alive right now?
Do I know what she'd be doing? Well, when she passed away, she was in like long-term care and stuff. She had a lot of physical. She didn't pass away that old. She was 75. She was working on recovering a lot of her mobility and stuff like that. So I would like to think that she would have really overcome all that and been like a fuller version of herself again, because that's kind of the angle she was on, in my opinion, when she passed away. So I imagine a very like strong, good version of her.
I think she's going, get me out of this, get me out of this box, get me out of this coffin.
No, oh my God.
As you were saying such a nice,
I'm saying such a nice, serious answer.
I was trying to like bite my tongue. I was like, don't do it. Pivot. Say a different answer. Can't. Not capable.
No, that's funny. It's okay though, because like when I wrote the line of the song, I'm like, it isn't like
There's
the most serious thing. It's a little bit tongue in cheek. It's a little bit like, yeah, and you know, I think she had a good sense of humor, so I don't think she'll be mad about that.
She's not gonna haunt me now.
No, I just think she just works her way into a lot of things. Like she's been gone for like 7 years now, but she just works her way into a lot of things. Like I just think about her sometimes. So
likewise, there's lots of inspiration, like being around my grandmother's stuff that's influence and stuff.
Yeah, so it's just when there's a chance to kind of like attach it to something I'm doing, I'll do it.
Somebody told me that joke one time, and I've stole it now. Yeah. It's terribly
that's
inappropriate. And most of the time, you end up saying it like when someone said it to me, it was right after someone had passed. Totally not the time.
No, I feel like it's been, that is really funny. Yeah. I think my dad will laugh. I think both of my parents will listen. My dad will laugh. My mom may not laugh.
And
we'll see.
My mom maybe not laugh.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'm a little sorry. No, as sorry as I should be.
No, it's all good.
When you say it to somebody, it's terrible because they like think for a second and they
I know, because you were like, oh, can I ask you a serious question? And then you actually asked a serious question. I was like, oh my God.
And you want to cut them off. You want to be like, no, I can't let you say the serious answer.
No, you're just like, stop. Like, it was a joke. It was a joke.
I have a dumb answer that follows it, but I think that only builds it bigger.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's move on to the next song.
Sure.
The single is called I Don't Believe.
Yes.
Now. Do you believe in manifestation?
That's a great question because, listen, if I say no, then it's always kind of, it's one of those things that's like
you get cursed or something.
It's kind of like, yeah, because if you say that you don't believe in manifestation, anyone who does is like, well, that's exactly why, because you haven't seen its power.
But your hopes and dreams will never come true.
If you believe in it, I believe in like a sense that like you actively, when you think about certain things, the results you get will be better if you have confidence or actually believe, not in an overconfident way, but if you actually believe that things you can accomplish something, you'll find a way to do it. Yeah. But I'm also kind of like a very like, what's the word? Superstitious kind of person. So I do. Okay. I would say I do overall probably believe in it, even if I don't.
There were some things I used to have a joke about it to be like, I can't believe in manifestation because I don't want to give it all this credit for the hard work that I have to do.
Oh, that's so true, though.
Things, right? But that's I do believe in like you speaking it and taking action towards it and things like that.
Yeah, I think that if you do believe it, you can make it happen.
I think there's some power in like people are like, oh, I say to God the things I want to do. It's like you're putting it out into the wherever you're putting it out.
Yeah,
there, right?
I think like regardless of what you believe in, I think it can be helpful to do anyway.
Yeah,
you know, just
you thinking positively about your life or whatever. Powerful.
It's great. It's powerful.
Do you believe that Tupac is still alive?
Do I believe that Tupac is still alive? Well, he was on the Kendrick Lamar album, so.
And I think he was on a Drake feature too.
Well, he could. I don't actually think Tupac is still alive, but if he was, I mean, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Listen, you brought up Kendrick Lamar. Now, do you believe he will perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl?
Oh, probably.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
I wasn't sure. Probably. And then they played it at the Grammys, and they played the worst part. And then I saw a Super Bowl commercial, and they played it in the Super Bowl commercial.
He's gonna go hardcore.
That's why I think he's doing the interviews, and he's like, the song's about Compton. So he's like, I gotta play my song about what? I'm gonna have this anthem from my city and not perform it? I gotta perform
He's really cool to me because he's like, he just makes cool music and people just go along with it. You know, he's not like a I don't really see him as like a hits maker kind of guy. I see him as like really like an artist, you know, and that's why it'll be really interesting to see a Super Bowl show from him.
I'm not one team or the other in the old rap beef. There's a clear victor in it. But the idea of putting up bodies of work that are like very individual each time. I think that was something that like Kanye did a lot of, kind of maybe less in later years. But it was like doing each time you'd be like, oh, that's an original sound and thing and a whole new thing each time. Yeah. Kendrick's, I think, really captured that.
He's great. I liked his last album, his most recent one, a lot. I've been listening to it while I send emails. It gets me pumped up to send the emails I don't want to send.
Well, I just watched a snippet of him talking about it, and he's like, what did I want when I was a kid, like listening to music? He's like, I wanted bars and I wanted good beats. And he's like, so I just made that project. Like, all right, you did it.
It's great.
Do you believe in washing your chicken?
Washing
your chicken before you eat it.
Like,
do you wash your chicken?
Like cooked chicken or like raw chicken? Well,
every cooked chicken is a raw chicken once upon a time.
I have never washed chicken in my life. I've never even heard of this, actually.
Me and someone else, LT the Monk, did some street interviews one time, and that was his main questions. And we realized very quickly that there's a culture divide in the cooked chicken and do not cook chicken. White people, we don't wash our chicken. The other note I had for these questions was that everybody who said they don't wash their chicken, lots of them had like a quick why they don't wash their chicken. They're like, because we're cooking it at high heat and there's no germs because you cooked it at high heat.
Yeah, I don't have a good reason. It seems like I don't really have a reason. I'm open to the concept. I'm pretty open-minded about
I don't do it either.
How I cook my chicken. As long as it's cooked.
Yeah, I don't want pink chicken.
Yeah, as long as it's got a nice internal temperature.
I got a couple more do you believe or do you not believes.
Sure.
Then I'd like to hear about the actual song.
I imagine, do you want to know what the original song was called?
Yes.
It was, so the two songs, right, originally had different names.
Okay.
And they're
like
scratch
the one
names.
that just came out and the one that's
the two, because there's going to be, it's like, so I'm really liking, we'll talk about that in a minute, but sure. I like the double single A-side, B-side kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try doing more stuff like that this year. But the song's originally called, I don't believe it was called Hole. Like H-O-L-E.
It was called Hole?
It was called Hole. That was the scratch name. And my girlfriend was like, why don't you call it I Don't Believe? I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. It's like sometimes she's great because she sometimes when there's something obvious I'm missing, she'll help. But it'd been crazy. You would have had these questions if I called it Hole. You would have been like, why is it called
Imagine
Hole?
the questions I would have asked you about Hole.
Oh, God.
It would have been horrendous.
So the interview would have gone off the rails.
Saved our interview.
I know.
Do you believe in Santa Claus? Can we just do a speed round?
Of course, yeah.
Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy?
Nah.
Do you believe in Cupid?
No.
Do you believe in love?
Yes. Santa Claus and love are the same thing to me, really.
Santa Claus is love?
Yep.
Santa Claus is love. What's your favorite date spot in the city?
My favorite date spot?
Yeah. You got a girlfriend, so you...
I do, yes.
You scratched some other questions.
We go to Swiss Chalet a lot.
Swiss Chalet.
We go to Swiss Chalet. We're trying...
Shout out to Chalet.
Shout out to Swiss Chalet. We're really trying... Well, she's big on her scene points, and you can use scene points at Swiss Chalet. So she racks them up, and we go to Swiss Chalet, and we eat for cheap. We go to Cowabunga a lot.
Shout out
Cowabunga. We're trying to go to more local spots because it's more interesting too. And when we go other places, like when we went to Europe in the summer, we go to all these weird places or all these not weird, but these small businesses and these more interesting places. And I'm like, why don't we just do that? They're here too. It's just we don't.
Yeah, you go to your comfort spot.
You go to your comfort spot. Yeah. So we're trying to branch out.
I try to do the same thing, and then I'll find the local spot that I like a lot, and then I just go there all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a little bit better. I was like, but I'm still not experimenting that much.
It's cool. It's cool. We're trying to try different stuff, but we're both pickier eaters, so
sure.
Cowabunga's always safe.
Are you getting a slice, Cowabunga?
Am I getting one?
Yeah.
Last time we got full pizzas.
Okay, pizzas. True.
I'm going there on my way home, actually. I'm getting my brother some pizza for his birthday.
What's your go-to? Is your brother's birthday today?
It's my brother's birthday.
Shout
out Connor. Happy birthday.
Shout out Connor. How old's Connor today?
Connor is 17.
That's pivotal.
Yeah,
age.
Yeah, it's a big age. It's the last one before you got to vote and stuff.
It's all downhill from there.
And I don't know what else you can do at 18, but yeah.
They're having a CFMU party here. I'm not going to take it the other way. Make it great. 17. What number iPhone do you think they'll be at by the time your brother gets drunk for the first time? Because he's not legal drinking age yet, right? So obviously he hasn't yet.
My brother is very like, I can't imagine him getting drunk. I think he's a very like responsible sort of person. So I think that they're gonna make a lot more iPhones probably
Before then.
Yeah, I think it'll be like he'll be like a bachelor party kind of guy. I think, because I mean that's my impression. Who knows? I don't really know. My brother has a lot of mysterious elements to it.
Listen, Connor, breaking the liquor cabinet right
No,
now.
don't do it.
Prove him wrong.
Don't do it.
Believe it or not, that wasn't my original question because I didn't know your brother's birthday. So
Yeah, he's 17.
Let's try the original version of the question. Why don't we?
Sure.
What number iPhone do you think they'll be at by the time you can own a house?
Apple will have gone out of business by then. The sun will have exploded.
Good answer. I was hoping the guest wouldn't be like, because sometimes I'll be like, I don't know when I'm going to ask a question I just have in my head. There'll be a serious answer.
There's like part of me that's very optimistic, and then there's part of me that like I try to like keep up with things and see if anything's like changing that might improve these things.
Sure.
And then when you just consider the fact that in the time my parents have had me, their house has gone up like 3 times the cost. I'm like, it's not really going to go down, is it?
No.
So I just got to make more money, I guess. So
Yeah. It's tricky.
when I can buy a lot of iPhones, that's when I can buy a house.
Same time. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I won't care what number iPhone they're at, I'll just buy it. Yeah. I think that we need the initial deposit to go down. That's what we need to start. We just need to be able to be put into infinity debt.
I think more people. I think honestly, we're just at the point where I think a lot of people are just going to go to renting for life now because that's kind of just what a lot of people have to do.
They're going to be like, I want to put my extra income into living now versus I'm going to save it for never ever land when this can't happen. Right?
And there are still some. They're not affordable, but like people on the internet are very quick to be like, oh, this is a 1.3 million thing in Toronto, and it's like, yeah, but I don't know. I saw $300,000 or $400,000 houses in parts of Hamilton. Is it the best part of Hamilton? Would you want to live there necessarily? That's up to you to decide.
Get a fence.
Yeah, nothing wrong. I mean, everything has a trade-off, right?
Yeah.
But here, at least, we're not the worst place for housing. We're only like the third.
The third worst. See?
Yeah, only after like Toronto and Vancouver.
Could always be worse.
Yeah.
It can only be 3 notches or 2 notches.
We're only. I remembered it. I remembered the stat as soon as I said it. Like, we're only third in this entire country.
It's like it could be worse, but everywhere else almost is better.
As I said, my girlfriend and I went to Europe with us. I went to Ireland, and they're like, the cost of living crisis here is crazy. And I'm like, and when I went there, I'm like, oh, this is better than Canada. I was like, oh, crap. Yeah. We're not in a good place, are we?
It seems like we might not be.
No, but I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
In a not so. I mean, if I just had to rent for my whole life, it's just if that's the way the world goes, I'm just gonna go with the flow.
Still do my thing. I like that. That's the mindset.
But if I can buy something, I want to buy something.
Yeah, I want to. I don't want to hang my life up for it. To wait for it.
If that's just the way it's. If the world changes all the time,
that's how life goes.
There was only been like what? How many iPhones?
We're only at iPhone 16.
Yeah, I know. 16 years ago, there were no friggin' iPhones.
I actually have an answer for the question, not for when you buy a house. The original question is what iPhone do you think you'll be at when you die? I think iPhone 63. I think I can live till iPhone 63. If they keep it up, 1 iPhone a year, that puts me like 80 something.
I'm going to be very optimistic, and I want to say iPhone 100. I'm going to iPhone 100.
How old are you?
I'm 23. So they're on like 16.
You got a chance. We got a chance.
Maybe at least iPhone like 80. Because iPhones are almost like, they're a few years off of my actual age. So
yeah.
I'd say iPhone 85.
You can make it.
I believe. Assuming
I think I'm cutting myself a couple years younger than that. To die a couple years sooner, and I'm a couple years older, so there's double buffer.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah. We're going to make it. It's going to be all right. Maybe we'll take a break in the making of the iPhones, and this can progress my career.
I'm actually only 22. I don't know why I said 23.
Huh.
I just realized
Why do you lie?
I don't know. I just turned 22, too.
Do you think you do this all the time?
Yeah, I'm chronic liar.
Yeah, chronic liar.
Yeah, nothing I've said so far has been the truth.
You go, I don't have a girlfriend. My brother's birthday isn't it today?
No, it is my brother's birthday. He's just 37.
My grandmother doesn't live down the road.
My grandmother, but that one was a lie.
2 for 2.
Well, it is. it's down the road. Technically, just a lot of roads.
Sure, down the road is always down the road.
Yeah, you know, it's
soon is always soon.
I think I just round up because I'm like 23, and then when you're at 23, you're closer to 25 or whatever. So then I'm like,
hate to do it to you, but 23 is better.
Is it?
Are you almost 23?
No, I literally just had my birthday.
Yeah, so you don't stand a chance.
Yeah, so I'm literally just 22. Like my birthday was in December, so I'm fresh 22.
Do you know the noise that a TV makes when it has like static?
Yes.
Can you show me that noise?
Like, just like, or like, I can't really. It's been so long.
Just try one more time. Now, can you hold that noise? Hold it. Hold it. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Yup. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Thanks for that, and we're back.
That was crazy, man.
So I could change the little battery, you know, a little smoke and mirrors. You don't
is that a trick of the trade? I thought you were asking it as like an age question. Do I remember when TV sounded like that?
Nope.
No.
Speaking of an age question.
Yep.
Do you hate Mondays?
Do I hate Mondays?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big Garfield enthusiast. Garfield the cat.
You're gonna love the next two questions.
So if it has to do with Garfield, I have this really like ratty Garfield from the 80s. He's got like cigarette burns on him and stuff like that. His eyes cracked. And I got him at Value Village for like $8. And I love him.
How long did you get him?
I've only had him for like a year.
Wow.
He was quite the find.
When did you get into Garfield?
When I was a kid. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a cartoonist, actually. So I'd read like Garfield and Peanuts and Calvin and Hobbes and a few others and stuff. But Garfield to me has kind of become like a comfort thing as like an adult. Mm-hmm. It's just like, just reminds me of being at the cottage and, you know, like reading a Garfield book on like on a sunny day or like maybe a rainy day
Have you watched the new Garfield cartoon?
I have not.
You're like, I'm not watching these cartoons.
No, I'm kind of a Garfield purist.
What about the old Garfield movie?
I watched that recently and I found it very funny because it's not very good.
The Bill Murray one.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of funny in like a bad movie kind of way. Like I felt the same watching it as I would maybe like Scary Movie or something.
Do you know like the lore behind it?
The Bill Murray one?
The Bill Murray. He like hates those movies.
Oh, I believe it. I remember. Have you seen Zombieland?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. At the end. Yeah, at the end.
He does the little jab for the Garfield movie.
Yeah,
right?
but in the second one, there's like a post-credit scene where he like is at the screening of Garfield 3.
Oh,
and then he goes crazy and just gets rid of a bunch of zombies right there.
That's at the second.
Yeah, at the end of it,
movie?
he's just like, I hate Mondays, and he just like beats a zombie with a folding chair.
That makes sense because I think like some extra lore got built up because of the first Zombieland.
Yeah,
because he said that. And then there was an actual interview where he talked about it, and like the second movie, he almost backed out of it, and then he made them like he rewrote a bunch of it, and they still.
I haven't hated Mondays in a while, actually, because.
What's the last Monday you hated? Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really shouldn't say
Probably.
when the last Monday I hated was.
No, I kind of feel like you should.
Yeah.
Why not? Is it dark?
No.
It's going to wreck your Valentine's Day?
No, we'll wreck my Valentine's Day.
It's going to wreck your brother's birthday?
No, we'll wreck my brother's birthday. Well, I'd say that probably the last time was just when I had to actually go to work.
Sure.
Like early in the morning, probably.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You know, and then like I used to have like a regular like week job before. I had been living in Mississauga for a while and doing that, and I just came. I just moved back here like 6 or 7 months ago, so I was doing that, and yeah, I think that was probably the last Monday because you know I was just tired. You know, you work at a place for a while, and you're like, it's still good, and there's still lots of things you find rewarding about it, but it's just you get tired. So I kind of like Mondays now because I get excited about. I get good into the mentality of, okay, here's what I'm going to be doing. Here's how I'm going to do this. I'm like strategy. I have a positive mindset about it. I would probably have a normal job. I just haven't been able to find like part-time thing to supplement stuff.
So you're kind of you're like, I'm looking forward to hating Mondays again a little bit.
I'd be okay. You know what? I would be okay if I didn't have to hate Mondays ever again. You know, it's at the same time like I like that I don't operate on like a fixed Monday to Friday schedule
like that.
I didn't really before when I worked at this job anyway, but
What was the job?
I was a student mentor
Okay.
at a college. So it was good, and you got to help people learn about like audio stuff, which was pretty cool. They were very accommodating to my vacation when I had gigs and stuff like that. So
It's important, some flexibility.
they were very good. They
artists.
set me up. If they weren't like that, I wouldn't have been able to do. I've done like so many like gigs and have that been my main part of like income and stuff since then. So I wouldn't have been able to do that if they weren't accommodating.
You would have left.
Yeah. So
Priorities.
yeah.
Important question on that note.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like lasagna?
If it's a good lasagna, yeah.
Sure.
You know what, though? I kind of like bad lasagna, too. Like, my grandfather, when we always go see him, he makes us lasagnas, like, just those, like, ones in the oven.
Yeah.
And some of them are, like, so small, and they're, like, Walmart lasagnas. But they always hit the perfect spot. Like, there's, like, a... You know that little graph? Like, little, like... The thing where there's, like, the little point in the middle, and on either side, there's, like, the good and the bad. Lasagna is really great when it's either really basic or it's really fancy. The middle tier where they try... but they don't succeed is the worst. Yeah. I want like the most garbage oven lasagna you've ever seen, or like some beautiful lasagna.
To be what you are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like it's some authenticity to the lasagna.
Yeah, I don't like when the lasagna goes halfway and fails.
there's a lady in an interview clip on the internet. I don't know what it is, but she speaks to Tim Hortons in the same way. It's like, don't stop talking bad at Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is exactly what it's telling you it is. It's not pretending to be gourmet coffee. It's hot energy coffee in a cup. That's what it is.
I see Tim Hortons as a bathroom stop. Personally.
And that's what it is to you.
That's what it is to me.
Now,
I also worked at Tim Hortons a long time ago.
You worked at Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
I love Tim Hortons because from Hamilton, I like Hamilton things.
It's true. It is. It is.
But I won't say anything bad about Tim Hortons.
No. My brother brought me home a blueberry fritter the other day. I didn't even know they had them.
Yeah.
And it was delicious. I used to be a baker. I used to make the donuts in the back, which was fun.
I recently saw the process of the dip.
Of the glazing? Yeah.
I never knew.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
It's a dip.
Oh, yeah. The dips for those, yeah.
And it's called the chocolate dip. Why would I not think of the dip? For some reason, I thought they were like...
That part of the job was really fun because you had like a bit of leniency with things, and like you made it really like a challenge to make like good looking donuts. So there was like, it was a bit creative compared to like putting 2 sugar in a cup of coffee and trying to get it out the drive-through window as fast as possible. Yeah, it was definitely better than that. And no customers.
I watched, no customers. I watched the lady at the Tim Hortons I was at recently. Shout out my Tim Hortons. And she was yelling at the other employees over something. But she was like, did anity ask the bakers? Did anybody? And when she was referring to them as the bakers, I was like, that's kind of like, you kind of got it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Spot. And I never pictured them as the bakers. I
do like customers, actually. I really do like talking to people and stuff. But
it sounded like you said you hate the customers.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well, it did kind of sound like I said that, but I really don't. It's
I could cut it and make it worse. It could sound...
No, please. But for me, it was just...
Say "and the fans" real quick, just so I have some audio to add.
No. But some of the our Tim Hortons was very slow, and we were usually understaffed. So
that's a problem.
I was just. There were many situations where people get very angry at you, and it wasn't. People get very angry in coffee places when you don't get their coffee quick or there's something wrong with it. And I was just glad to be away from that. It's not that I didn't like the people. It's that the people didn't like me.
Some of the people,
Yeah.
Not all the people.
People get really mad when they don't have their coffee.
Yeah. I could see it. Back to the serious topic.
Yes.
Of Garfield. Do you know, I don't know anything. Is there any other Garfield trait? He hates Mondays. He loves lasagna. Is there a third? What else is Garfield?
Garfield is loud and proud. Garfield is unashamed to be himself.
From the last interview I just had with Nair, we would then say, I think Garfield is Brat.
Garfield is totally Brat, yeah.
Garfield is Brat.
Brat should have been orange.
I rarely get to cross over the 2 interviews into one clip.
Garfield is absolutely Brat.
Garfield is Brat.
You know what? There's a bunch of like sub things in Garfield. Like he always goes out onto this fence and like dances and people throw like shoes at him and he sings and stuff. Yeah. That's pretty constant. He doesn't like dogs. He hates Nermal the cat, who's like this really cute cat. It makes Garfield feel old and unloved. But Garfield, you know what? He doesn't respond with sadness. He responds...
sarcasm.
Yeah, with sarcasm and removing Nermal from the equation, to put it politely. But Garfield is brat. Absolutely. He's
Garfield
loud and
is
proud.
brat.
And I think that's the most important thing about Garfield is that he just lives his life and does his thing. And he doesn't get too bent out of shape about things.
He doesn't have another like distinct characteristic, does he? He's got the I hate Mondays.
He's
got the
orange.
I love lasagna. But he doesn't got like another like catchphrase item, does he? No, I don't think so.
No.
I'm not saying my research was thorough, but off the top of my head, that's all I can come up with.
But you don't, you know what? He is kind of just like a cat.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need too many catchphrases.
No,
I think I
he's
hate
doing
Mondays really works.
Yeah.
Because, oh, it's a cat. What does he hate Mondays for?
Yeah, it's like there's a trick in there.
And if I can for a moment.
Yeah.
People used to say that he hates Mondays because it's when John goes to work, his owner.
Oh.
John is a cartoonist. John works from home. Not true. So why does he hate Mondays? This is the question.
The big question is, why does Garfield hate Mondays?
That is what we need to get top scientists on. There should be like a Nobel Prize for who could figure this out.
Every year, every couple weeks, every month, every day maybe, I try to look for the question that I'm going to repeat week and again. And is hot dogs a sandwich was that question for a while.
Is hot dogs a sandwich?
Now I think Garfield, why does Garfield hate Mondays, has potential to be that new question. I don't know yet. Time will tell.
I feel like Garfield is a good time to ask that because I feel like Garfield's having a little bit of a renaissance, really. A little bit of a Garfield renaissance.
I feel like comics are on the same kind of renaissance. I feel like there's a lot of comics I see on the internet.
People are
getting back into the comics.
It's so easy to share them on like Instagram and stuff. You like slide through them and stuff. It's like
and then they end with the grid where you see them all.
Yeah, I really enjoy them.
I used to like a newspaper comic where you just see the straight across, and I feel like that's almost what we're getting with the swipe.
Yeah, it is
zoomed out. It's one long.
It does scratch that itch. There are
Yeah.
accounts I follow on Instagram that are like
just
that.
comics,
And
yeah,
it's great.
I like it. Shout out Garfield.
Shout out to Garfield.
Did I give you 60 seconds already?
To do what?
Did I say 60 seconds? Look at this camera. What are you here to promote?
Oh no, I don't think so.
Well, now I'm doing it.
Okay. Hello, camera. I'm here to promote my brand new single or singles, as it would be. Oh my God. They're called "I Don't Believe" and "Deep Water" by Sean Bienhaus. That's how you say my name. It's not Bienhaus or Bienhaus or whatever.
You said stop getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Continue.
I've had people spell it every way you imagine. Anyway, but I'm here to promote my two brand new singles and all my music, honestly, because you know what? You should never stop promoting your music. They'll be out at midnight, February 7th, bright and early. Two new singles, "I Don't Believe" and "Deep Water." They're both great. They're both super cool. I like them a lot. And I think they're pretty cool, to be honest with you. So that's what I'm here to promote. It's my new music. So
go listen.
Go listen. You'll like it. If you don't, listen again and reevaluate.
You're not hearing it right.
You're not hearing it right.
Do you have your phone?
I do.
What's the last video, Instagram thing, etc. that someone sent you?
My dad just texted me. My grandfather is listening. So I'm going to shout out my grandfather, Opa.
Shout out Opa.
Oh, shout out Opa. He's a legend. It was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to him. He's awesome. He really is the best, I lived with him for 2 years too, so I miss hanging out with him too. But he's awesome, and he liked the lasagna story. What did someone send me last?
I'm glad you liked the lasagna story.
There's a video. My girlfriend sent me a video. It's of Kanye West dancing somewhere, and Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots just being like really confused in the background.
I'm gonna need you to hold it up.
Yeah. So there's Kanye, right?
Hold up the microphone.
Oh.
Turn the audio on.
So there's Tyler in the background, and he just doesn't know what to do. And that's kind of just what happens. Is
What's
he's
the last
just there.
video? Can you send me that video?
Yeah, for sure. I also sent my girlfriend a video of these beavers in like the Czech Republic or something. This like city there was like, we're gonna build a dam, and they spent all this time like researching how to build the dam, like $1.5 million project.
Damn.
And then they figured out that the beavers had just like accomplished the same thing. So the beavers like saved them so much money.
We need a beaver union, probably.
The beavers are definitely already unionized. Damn. They're very cooperative. They have a different sort of society. Maybe not unions, but
They're Canadian.
yeah, they help each other. It's the Canadian spirit. That's why we're beavers.
Way.
That's why.
Sure, we do.
That's
You
why
ever
we're.
heard beaver even used in any other way?
Huh? What?
Opa's listening. Don't forget.
Yes, he
And
is.
so are the whole CFNU gang. Don't say nothing bad.
I won't say nothing bad.
What I do need you to say is this is a Because Design Matters exclusive.
This is Because Design Matters exclusive.
And now say your name and that you've been watching Because Design Matters.
I'm Sean Bienhaus, and you've been watching Because Design Matters.
Excellent. Appreciate you coming out.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here.
You're welcome back anytime.
Thank
So
you.
Put out music consistently. Whenever you want to promote something, you let me know.
Yeah.
You come on down.
Yeah, I absolutely will. It's going to be a lot of music this year. Not to spoil anything, but lots is
No
coming.
spoilers.
No spoilers.
Keep your eyes on Fridays.
Yeah, keep your eyes. And maybe a Wednesday.
Oh, maybe a Wednesday.
Maybe a Wednesday.
Keep them on their never Mondays though.
Never. I hate Monday. It'd be funny if I just only did Mondays now.
You gotta do what Garfield would do.
Do what Garfield would do.
What would Garfield say? Does Garfield got a catchphrase thing he says?
I hate Mondays.
That's true. That is his thing.
So true.
Till next time. Thanks for coming out.
Alrighty. I'm Sean Bienhaus, and you've been watching Because Design Matters.